Hi everyone, Sarah Trapani here at my studio, Whole Sky Yoga in Stone Ridge, and thank you so much for practicing with me today. I'm offering a brief practice for hips and lower body, so legs, hamstrings, quadriceps, glutes, really focused on opening up this lower body. Oftentimes in yoga, we overlook the glutes, which are such powerful muscles in supporting lower back health. So we're working to kind of get in touch with the glutes and also open up the hips a little bit. So thank you. When you're ready, we're going to start laying down on the back. So oftentimes at my studio, I practice without a mat, but it's preferable to have a yoga mat if you have one handy. You can come down and lay on the back. If you have a blanket handy today, we can use that to support our pigeon poses. So grab any blanket you might have as well. If you don't have one, it's all right. We'll figure it out. So go ahead and come down onto your back and start in constructive rest with your feet hip width and your knees are knocking into touch and letting your arms lay alongside your body. And you take your centering meditation here so that you let go of the stress of your day so far and start to check in. Eyes can be open at first, but the eyes themselves soften in the sockets. Your shoulder blades start to relax into the floor, and you allow the spine to rest from the back of the head down through the tailbone. Bring your mind's eye down into the baby toe, spreading your baby toes. Take a nice inhale through your nose. You can exhale, let it out your mouth. Take a little body scan and just notice how you feel. Let your spine rest, the belly soften, and start to slowly windshield wiper your knees from side to side. So you start to feel the hips, the glutes, and just be curious about how your hips and your glutes feel today. Be aware of your breath flowing in and out of your nose. And you can come back to your breath awareness throughout the practice to bring you back to center and the present moment. Good. Now when your knees come back to center, hug your knees in, give yourself a little squeeze. You can rock from side to side, massage your lower back. Starting with a figure 4 pose, cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh, thread the needle, take your hands in the left knee crease or the front of the shin, figure 4, and the right femur is plugging into the hip, and relax your left foot. Notice the area of the most sensation, and let your awareness linger there as you breathe. Gentle rocking side to side is welcome. And then we're going to inhale, hug the legs in, exhale, uncross, do the other side, figure 4, left ankle on top of right thigh, thread the needle, hands are in the knee crease, or if you're feeling a little more open, hands are coming to the front of your right shin. Keeping the shoulders relaxed and the collarbones broad. Let your mind linger again in that area of the most sensation. And when you inhale, the inhale expands into the place of tension. And when you exhale, you can imagine any tension dispersing throughout the whole body and even out beyond the body into the ether. Inhale, hug the legs a little closer, and exhale, uncross, step your feet on the ground, lay your arms alongside the body, palms facing the earth, push through your feet and pick up the pelvis, lengthening the tail toward the front of your mat. And you can ground through your palms, your elbows, your shoulders. Give the gluteals a little squeeze, and then you exhale, lower down really slowly, tuning into every vertebrae of the spine, all the way down to the tail. And rooting through the feet, pick up the pelvis. Inhale, breathe the chest toward the chin, press your feet and hands into the floor, and then lower down. One more time, tuning into those glutes, you push through the feet, and you squeeze the glutes to lift the pelvis, lengthen the tail between the toes. And then exhale, start to melt down, upper back, middle back, lower back resting. Hug the knees in, curl into a ball. Give yourself a squeeze. And then roll over onto either side for a moment. You rest on your side, you rest your head in the crook of the arm. You take a second to set your intention for the rest of this practice today. So what do you hope to cultivate here for the next little while together? And when you're ready, slowly come on up. You find a comfortable cross-legged seat. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a moment to honor this practice and your intention. And when you're ready, make your way onto all fours. We're going to find our way onto all fours into a tabletop. If your knees are tender, you can always pad your knees using a blanket underneath your knees. So we come onto all fours. You're going to have the toes tucked. You're going to extend your right leg back, but instead of having it straight, turn your right sole of the foot toward the ceiling like you're stamping your foot on the ceiling. Inhale. When you exhale, you're going to come toward like a fire hydrant position where you bring your right knee toward your upper arm and squeeze. And we're going to do that 3 more times. Inhale, lift, squeezing the butt. Exhale, squeeze, look to your right knee. Inhale, extend up through the foot, look forward. Exhale, squeeze. 1 more time, inhale. And exhale, squeeze, hold, and then release. Come into child's pose, hips to heels. Inch your fingers forward, wriggle the hips back. And soften the forehead toward the earth. And just exhale, letting go, softening your neck, your heart, your shoulder blades. Gathering the belly again, come up to tabletop, tuck your toes. You're going to extend your left foot up toward the sky. Feel that left gluteal squeeze, and then squeeze the left knee toward the upper arm. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, squeeze. Last time, inhale. And exhale, squeeze and hold, 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 release, come back to child's pose. Take your knees wide, big toes touch. So knees are super wide so your belly can melt in between the legs. And let your forehead move down toward the earth. And then rise up to tented fingers, Hasta Bandha. We're letting the tops of the feet drape all the way to the baby toe. You're going to pick up the belly, walk your fingers over to the right. Look under your right shoulder. Breathe into the left side body. And then walk your hands back to center. Walk your hands all the way to the left. Look under the left shoulder. Breathing into that right side body. And then coming back to center. Pushing through the tops of the feet. You're going to lift the belly. Come forward. Tuck your toes. Hug your knees in. Now come all the way down onto your belly. Now once you get on your belly, lay your feet flat. Neutralize your chin. And you can even bring your forehead to the floor if that's available. Hug your elbows in toward your ribs. Push through the top of your left foot. Lift your right foot. Feel your right gluteal engaging. And you can lift your gaze, look forward. Exhale, release your right foot and your forehead down. Then push through the top of your right foot. Lift your left foot. Squeeze. Inhale. Exhale, lower foot and forehead. Let's do 2 more each side. Inhale, lift. Spread the toes, a little squeeze. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. 1 more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, left side. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes. Push your way on back toward downward facing dog. And pedal your feet. Just open up the backs of the legs. Fan the fingers nice and wide. Find that length from pinkies to hips. Very good. Then come forward into plank. Bring your knees down. Keep your toes tucked. Exhale, hips to heels. Come up to tented fingers. So we're going to inhale. Hoist your right foot in between your hands. Lay the top of your left foot flat. Drop the tail. Reach your arms forward and up. So pushing through the top of that left foot. Let the hips drop a little bit. Gather the belly. Lift the sternum. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hands frame the front foot. Tuck your left toes. Lift your left thigh. Spin your left heel down. We're going to prepare for warrior 1. It's about heel to heel alignment. Push through both feet. Drop your tail. And then you really want to knit those low ribs in so that the ribs aren't flying open. You feel contained in the center. We do have that participation of the left gluteal. And just take your hands to heart center there. Straighten the front leg. Inhale. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. You can look up. Push through the outer left heel. Exhale, bend, gather the belly, release your hands to frame your front foot. Now we're going to straighten the front leg and fold, peek towards your right hip crease. Find the end of your exhale and you start to melt your forehead toward your shin. Very good. Now bend your right knee, drop your left knee down. Now you're going to heel toe your right foot behind your left wrist. Let your right knee drop open and then slowly lay that left leg long on the floor. Here's where if you did have a blanket, you could roll the blanket up and place it a little bit more underneath your right sitting bone. You could even use like a pillow from around your house. But if you don't feel too uncomfortable, you might do all right without a blanket. So experiment with that. Now, when you inhale, you lift the sternum up. We create just a subtle back bend and play with squeezing through that left gluteal, keeping the shoulders and jaw soft. You look up and then you come down toward your forearms and we're in Pigeon Pose, Kapatasana. Left hip, left baby toe are dropping, melting toward the earth. And then you come to rest your forehead on your hands, or you could stack your forearms and rest your forehead on your forearms, or eventually the floor as you come into Tapitasana. Now your right foot is a little bit active so that you don't feel this in your right knee. You feel it more in that outer right butt area. And you breathe and let your mind linger in the area of the most sensation. And see about elongating your exhale a little more. And remember your intention for practice today. I'm sending some thoughts of love and compassion, whatever you can muster from inside yourself toward yourself today. And then we don't want to stay too long because we don't want pins and needles. We want to push through the top of that left foot, heavy the tail, gather the belly, come back up onto your hands, tuck your left toes. You're going to inch your left knee forward to give you the room to unwind your right leg up and go ahead and stretch your right foot right up toward the sky. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bring that right knee toward the left elbow, give a little squeeze. And then release, come back into child's. Okay, big toes touch, knees are really wide, melt your belly, soften your heart, your ribs, your forehead. Observe any differences between right and left side. And we're going to look through the thumbs, look in between your thumbs, start to snake your body forward, come all the way forward onto your belly. We're going to take a locust pose, rooting the pelvis down. On the inhale, float up. Fan your baby toes, reach your fingers back. We're spreading the sternum straight ahead. Gluteals nice and strong, hamstrings strong. Inhale, exhale, palms under elbows, tuck toes. We're going to push right back to downward dog in your own time now. If you feel you're starting to fluster, then you can take a child's pose, because we always in our asana practice want to feel a sense of steadiness and ease in your effort, a sense of focus and center. So we're going to come into plank, pick up the belly, drop your knees, keep the toes tucked, come back to active child's. Now come up to tented fingers. As you inhale, hoist that left foot in between your hands, lay the top of your right foot flat. I'm coming up toward crescent lunge. Tailbone drops, belly gathers, float the arms overhead. I'm taking that crescent lunge, feeling the gathering of the right inner thigh up into the body. Inhale, lift the sternum, lift the gaze. Exhale, hands frame the front foot, tuck your right toes, lift your right thigh, straighten both legs, open your elbows, peek toward your left hip, Parsvakonasana. So we're anchoring to the outer right foot. The arches of the feet are lifting, really feeling the balls of feet press, the outer heels press. Let the head soften down. Now bend your left knee, preparing here for Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Press through the feet, gather the belly. Find your way up and bring your hands to Anjali Mudra, hands to heart center. Thumbs connect to the center chest. Elbows soften down. You're going to straighten the front leg, inhale. Exhale, bend, whatever degree. Just keeping that knee so it doesn't go beyond the heel. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Use the thumbs to lift the sternum a little bit. Exhale, bend. One more time. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. Release your hands to frame your front foot. Swing your right heel over the toes. Drop your right knee down. Now you're going to heel toe that left foot behind your right wrist. Let your left knee drop open, coming toward Kapatasana on this side. So you can kind of see a little bit better. We want to bring this left sitting bone down toward the earth, or you can scoot your blanket underneath for support. Feel the top of that right foot press. Sometimes if you peek back, you see your right foot, your knee, your hip about in a straight line. That right hip rolls toward the earth. You start to come down to your forearms. You can rest your brow line now in your hands or toward the floor, and you want to drag the brow line down toward the eye sockets. That creates a softening of the nervous system. And take a body scan. You want to find a place you can relax in your jaw, your throat, your shoulders. That outer left hip wrapping around toward the sitting bone, down toward the earth. And you come back into your why, your intention, your reason for practicing today. And as you stay a little while, you may be able to ease into the posture micro amounts more with the exhales. Kapatasana, Pigeon Pose. Where can the inhale bring space? Where can the exhale allow you to soften? And to come out, you push through the top of the right foot. You start to heavy the tail, gather the belly, walk back up onto your hands. And then tuck your right toes, inch that right knee forward, unwind, and slide that left foot straight up. So you feel a squeeze in that left gluteal. Inhale, look forward or up. Exhale, squeeze the knee toward your elbow. And then release, take your knees nice and wide. Wide-legged child, heavy the hips. Drop the belly. Stack your forearms. Rest your brow line on the shelf, on the supportive shelf of the forearms. And roll your head from side to side. Nice inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it out your mouth. Anything you want to let go of or release. You might imagine that tension, stress, melting away, falling into the earth with every exhale. Good. And then you're pushing through the tops of the feet. You're going to start to extend your arms straight. Let's snake our way forward again. Come all the way down onto the belly. Zip the feet in. Again, we're going to ground the pelvis down. Inhale. Everything else floats up. Hamstrings, gluteals, toes spread. Inhale, sternum lengthen straight ahead. And exhale, palms under elbows. Push up into tabletop. Now you're going to walk your knees forward in between your thumbs. Cross your ankles underneath. Sit behind your heels. And extend your legs out straight. So inhale, reach the arms up. You can flex your feet. Exhale, just reach toward your toes. Paschimottanasana. And then drop the tail, sit up tall. Bend your knees, step your feet on the ground. Now take your palms back behind you. We're going to do a reverse tabletop. So you can work just here with your palms on the ground, fingertips facing your heels. If it feels available, you start to push through your feet and hands, pick up your pelvis, lengthen your tail toward your knees, and look up. Inhale, squeeze your butt a little. Exhale, melt the hip creases, sitting bones drop. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift up, little squeeze. Shaking is okay. Exhale, lower down slowly. Inhale, lift up, little squeeze. And exhale, lower down slowly. Now I look to give a nice hug. Wrap your arms in front of the shins, curl into a ball. Like curling into a little C, like a gestational phase for all of the blessings that are to come in your day today or the rest of your day. And then go ahead and lay it down on the back. Take your time to get there. Let go. Let go for a second onto the back. Let the floor support you. Let your head roll from side to side. And you're going to zip your feet in. When you're ready, hug your right knee in towards your body. Hands are in front of the right shin. Give a little squeeze. Open your elbows. And then extend your right sole of the foot toward the sky. Hands are behind the thigh bone, calf, or ankle. Point and flex, and point and flex. Step your left foot on the ground. Cross your right leg over on top of the left, and then scoot your pelvis to the right a little bit. Let the knees go to the left for a twist. Your hands can stay on the body, or your arms are going to open to a T, and you gaze over your right thumb. You breathe. Very good. And then you can find that inhale deep to the belly, and exhale, the belly moves toward the spine. And you're looking toward the knees. You're going to hug the knees back in, uncross, recenter the pelvis. Extend one leg out, extend the other leg out. Inhale to take a long full body stretch, toes to fingers. Exhale, slide that left thigh in toward your side body. Give a little squeeze. You can open your elbows as you hug the left thigh toward the side waist. Right inner thigh wraps toward the earth. And then extend your left sole of the foot skyward. Hands are behind the thigh bone, calf, or ankle. Point and flex, and point and flex. And then go ahead and step your right foot on the ground, cross your left leg over, scooch the pelvis to the left a little bit, and let the knees go over to the right. So it's a nice sort of channel from the tip of the tail right to the crown. Arms can rest anywhere. They can be out to a T, or if you feel a little more contained or introverted, hands can rest on your body. And the gaze is either up at the sky, or you slide the gaze to look over your left hand. And you pause and breathe there. Jaw is soft. Eyes are soft. Inhale, expands the belly. Exhale, toning the belly. And you're looking toward your knees. You're going to hug the knees back into center, uncross, take a full happy baby. Elbows on inside the knees, hands are reaching toward the outer feet. Rocking here. Nice way to even out hips and pelvis. If the feet aren't available, shins are fine. Thanking this beautiful body that carries you through the world. Releasing your feet, bringing your feet to the floor. Feel your feet connect to the earth. Give them a nice press. Arms are laying alongside the body. You can engage your glutes and pick up your pelvis a little bit and set it back down. And then extend your legs out, and you'll take a Shavasana, 1 to 5 minutes to rest. And you can stay in Shavasana. Now, as you're in Shavasana, let me offer a poem today. I often read these poems in my classes, Hafiz, a Daniel Ladinsky translation. And here's a poem from one of my first yoga classes I was ever in. The teacher read this, and I love this poem, so I'll share it today with you. And for no reason, I start skipping like a child. And for no reason, I turn into a leaf that is carried so high I kiss the sun's mouth and dissolve. And for no reason, 1,000 birds choose my head for a conference table and start passing their cups of wine and their wild songbooks all around. And for every reason in existence, I begin to eternally laugh and love. When I turn into a leaf and start dancing, I run to kiss our beautiful friend, and I dissolve in the truth that I am. So if you're still in Shavasana, find a gratitude practice for today. Anything at all you have to be grateful for that you can invite. A list of everything going right. Start to wiggle fingers and wiggle toes and roll onto either side. And when you're ready, slowly press your way on up. And we'll meet together, sitting up tall. Let's take a big stretch. Reach the arms overhead as you're ready. And exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. Honoring each other in this practice and all of our intentions, I'm bowing to you and offering peace and blessings and always courage. And have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for practicing and liking and sharing my videos, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great day.